Can I ask you something most men have wondered about, but almost nobody says out loud? What really happens if you ejaculate every single day? Does it actually help your body? Does it slowly drain your energy? Could it improve your health? Or are you setting yourself up for problems you won't notice until much later? The truth is, almost every guy has heard a different answer. Some people say it's one of the healthiest things you can do. Others swear it destroys your testosterone, your motivation, or even your masculinity. After hearing enough opinions, it's hard to know what to believe anymore. Maybe you've wondered about it too. Maybe you've even felt a little guilty for asking. Or maybe you've searched online, only to find people arguing with each other instead of giving real answers. Here's the thing. This isn't just about sex. It's about your body, your energy, your confidence, and the habits you build over years. And those things matter a lot more than most men realize. So, instead of repeating myths or scare tactics, let's look at this honestly. There are some real benefits that many men never hear about. There are also a few downsides that deserve attention. Neither side tells the whole story by itself. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the answer isn't simply good or bad. More importantly, you'll know how to tell whether this habit is helping you or quietly working against you. Because once you understand what's really happening inside your own body, you can stop guessing and start making choices that actually fit your life. Before we go any further, I want you to know where this information is coming from. I've spent more than 12 years working with men and talking about the kinds of health questions most people are too embarrassed to ask. I've had conversations with young men, older men, married men, single men, you name it. And one thing I've learned is that this question comes up far more often than people think. The biggest mistake I see is men looking for one simple answer. They want someone to say, do it every day, or never do it. But that's not how the human body works. The real answer depends on you. Why are you doing it? Is it for stress relief, pleasure, intimacy, or just because it's become a habit? How does your body respond afterward? Do you feel relaxed and recharged, or tired and disconnected? And most importantly, what are you trying to achieve? Those questions matter a lot more than following random advice you hear online. So don't think of this as someone telling you what you should do. Think of it as an honest conversation. My goal is simply to help you understand your body a little better so you can make choices that actually make sense for your life. Let's start with something most men have already noticed, even if they never really thought about why it happens. Have you ever felt calmer after you ejaculated? Like the pressure was gone and your mind finally slowed down? That's not just in your head. Your brain releases several chemicals during orgasm, including dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. Together, they help your body shift out of stress mode. You may feel more relaxed, your mood can improve, and it's often easier to let go of whatever's been weighing on you. For some guys, it's like hitting a reset button after a long day. You're less tense, less irritated. You can think more clearly and even feel more connected to the people around you. Now, that doesn't mean ejaculation is some magic fix for stress or anxiety. It's not. But it can be one healthy way your body naturally helps you relax. Sometimes the biggest benefit isn't the orgasm itself. It's simply feeling like yourself again afterward. Here's something a lot of men notice without really connecting the dots. After ejaculation, it's often easier to fall asleep. There's a reason for that. Your body releases more prolactin, along with endorphins and oxytocin. Those hormones help your mind slow down and your body relax. It's like your nervous system finally gets the signal that it's okay to rest. If you've ever spent the night tossing and turning with your mind racing, you've probably noticed the difference. Afterward, you feel calmer. Your thoughts aren't bouncing around as much. Sleep comes more naturally, and when you sleep better, everything else gets better too. You wake up feeling more refreshed. Your body has more time to recover. Your focus improves, and you usually have more energy the next day. Of course, this isn't a cure for serious sleep problems, but for many men, it's one simple reason they feel more relaxed and sleep more deeply afterward. Most people think an orgasm is only about pleasure, but your body is actually doing a lot more than that. During orgasm, your blood vessels open up, your heart beats faster, and blood moves through your body more efficiently. It's a short burst of activity, but it's enough to get your circulation going. Over time, good blood flow matters. It's one of the key things your body relies on for healthy erections, because an erection is really all about circulation. When your blood vessels respond the way they're supposed to, everything works more naturally. It's also a reminder that sexual health and overall health are connected. They aren't two separate things. This doesn't mean orgasm replaces exercise or protects your heart by itself, but it does show that your cardiovascular system is actively involved. And that's one more reason to pay attention to your sexual health instead of treating it like something that doesn't matter. This is probably the point that gets the most attention, and for good reason. The video talks about a large Harvard study that followed thousands of men over many years. According to the study mentioned, men who ejaculated around 21 times a month were found to have a lower risk of prostate cancer than those who did it less often. One idea behind that finding is pretty simple. Think of the prostate like any other part of your body that works better when it's active. The video suggests that regular ejaculation may help clear out fluids and other substances from the prostate, instead of letting them sit there for long periods. Now, it's important to keep this in perspective. This doesn't mean ejaculation is a guarantee against prostate cancer, and it definitely doesn't replace regular checkups or a healthy lifestyle. What it does suggest is that your sexual health may be more connected to your overall health than many people realize. It's another reminder that taking care of your body isn't just about diet and exercise. It's also about paying attention to every part of your health, including the ones most men never talk about. Here's one benefit that surprises a lot of people. The video explains that after orgasm, your body may produce higher levels of something called IgA. It's one of the antibodies that helps your body defend itself against everyday viruses and bacteria. On top of that, when your stress levels come down, your immune system tends to work a little better too. Anyone who's been under constant stress knows how easy it is to feel run down. Now, this doesn't mean ejaculation is some kind of immune booster or a replacement for healthy habits. It isn't. But it does remind us that sexual health is part of overall health. When your body is less stressed, sleeping well, and functioning the way it's supposed to, everything works together a little more smoothly. Sometimes it's the small things, done consistently, that help your body stay in a healthier place over time. Now, let's look at the other side of the conversation. The real problem isn't ejaculating every day. The problem starts when you feel like you can't control it anymore. There's a big difference between making a choice and feeling driven by an urge. If you're doing it because you want to, that's one thing. But if it starts taking over your day, that's a different story. Think about it for a second. Is it getting in the way of your work? Are you putting off important things because of it? Is it affecting your relationship or making you feel distant from your partner? Have you tried to cut back only to realize you couldn't? Those are the questions that really matter. When a habit starts controlling your decisions instead of fitting naturally into your life, it's worth paying attention. It's no longer about sexual health. It's about balance. Healthy habits should make your life better, not make you feel trapped. If you're no longer in control, that's your body's way of telling you it's time to step back and take an honest look at what's really going on. Here's something I think a lot of men don't realize at first. Ejaculation can help you relax for a while, but if it becomes the answer to every bad day, that's when it starts becoming a problem. If you're stressed, lonely, frustrated, or feeling down once in a while, that's part of life. But if your first reaction is always to escape through sexual release, you're probably not dealing with what's really bothering you. The relief feels real, but it's usually temporary. The stress is still there. The loneliness is still there. Whatever you were trying to avoid is often waiting for you afterward. That's why it's important to have more than one way to handle life's challenges. Exercise can clear your head. Talking with someone you trust can help more than you expect. For some men, counseling or therapy makes a huge difference. There's nothing wrong with enjoying sex or masturbation. The key is making sure it's a choice, not your only way to cope. Real emotional strength comes from facing your problems, not just finding ways to forget them for a little while. Now, if you're not planning to have kids, this probably isn't something you need to worry about. But if you and your partner are trying to conceive, timing can actually matter. The video explains that sperm need time to build back up. That's why it suggests leaving about 2 to 3 days between ejaculations during that period. The idea is to give your body enough time to replenish sperm before trying again. This isn't about avoiding sex or putting your relationship on hold. It's simply about giving yourself the best chance based on what your goal is. That's really the bigger lesson here. The right frequency depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If having a baby is the priority, a little patience may work better than doing the same thing every single day. Sometimes it's not about doing more. It's about giving your body the time it needs to do its job. Here's something that doesn't get talked about very often. Your brain is built to adapt. That's true for almost everything, including sexual stimulation. If you keep repeating the same routine over and over, your brain can get used to it. When that happens, you may notice it takes more stimulation than it used to. The excitement isn't quite the same. Things that once felt new or exciting may start feeling ordinary. Some men even notice less desire or less sensitivity over time. It doesn't happen to everyone, but it's worth paying attention to. Sometimes the answer isn't doing more. It's giving yourself a little space. Taking a short break can help your mind and body reset. When you come back, you may find that your interest, excitement, and sensitivity feel much more natural again. Your body responds best to balance, not constant repetition. One habit that can cause problems later is always rushing to finish. If every session becomes a race to the end, your body starts learning that speed is the goal. After enough repetition, that pattern can become automatic. The problem is that real intimacy doesn't usually work that way. When you're with a partner, rushing can make it harder to relax, stay present, and enjoy the experience together. Over time, it may even affect your confidence if your body reacts faster than you want it to. The good news is that habits can be changed. Slow down, pay attention to your breathing. Give yourself time instead of trying to finish as quickly as possible. Some men also find that techniques like edging help them build better control and become more aware of how their body responds. The goal isn't just reaching orgasm, it's teaching your body patience, control, and a rhythm that feels natural instead of rushed. So, let's go back to the question we started with. Is ejaculating every day good for you? The honest answer is, it depends. There isn't one rule that works for every man. What matters most is why you're doing it, how your body responds, and what you're hoping to get out of it. If it helps you relax, sleep better, and doesn't interfere with the rest of your life, it may be a healthy part of your routine. But if you notice you're feeling drained, losing interest in intimacy, or relying on it to escape stress, it might be time to take a step back and make a few changes. The best thing you can do is pay attention to your own body. Notice your energy levels. Pay attention to your mood. Try changing the frequency for a while and see how you feel. If you're in a relationship, have an honest conversation with your partner. Sometimes those conversations are more helpful than people expect. And don't ignore warning signs. If you're dealing with pain, erection problems, blood in your semen, or anything unusual with your prostate, don't just hope it goes away. Get checked by a healthcare professional. At the end of the day, this isn't really about how often you ejaculate. It's about understanding your body instead of guessing. The more aware you are of what works for you, the easier it becomes to make choices that support your health, your confidence, and your relationships for years to come.